During the Great Depression, men would often ride the rails looking for work. Among these men were 9 black teenage boys. Ruby Bates and Victoria Price also rode the rails. On March 25, 1931, the 9 black teenage boys, Victoria and Ruby, all boarded a train going to Memphis. In Chattatoomna, Price and Bates boarded the train. In Stevenson, a fight breaks out on the train. In Paint Rock, train stops and the boys are arrested. The fight broke out on the train, and the whites were forced off the train and told the station master what had happened. The station master wired ahead to the next stop and told the Scottsboro police what had occurred. The 9 boys were arrested and now known as the Scottsboro Boys. Victoria Price and Ruby Bates told authorities they were raped by 12 black boys. In 1936, Andy Wright was sentenced to death. In 1937, Haywood Patterson is convicted of rape and sentenced to 75 years in prison. On July 24th, Charlie Weems is convicted of rape and sentenced to 105 years in prison. On July 24th, Clarence Norris is sentenced to life in prison. That same day, Ozzie Powell pleads guilty to assaulting a deputy in exchange for only 20 years in prison. Willie Robertson, Olin Montgomery, Eugene Williams, and Roy Wright spent 4 years in prison, waiting for trials and retrials until they were all set free. During the many trials deciding their fate, people were protesting in Washington to free the boys. This courthouse was the site of the first of the Scottsboro Boys trials. 2 white women accused 9 black teenagers of rape on March 25, 1931, while riding a freight train as it passed through Jackson County in April 1931. At the first of the 4 trials, a jury convicted 8 of the 9 defendants and sentenced them to death. The judge declared a mistrial in the case of 1 defendant. Soon after the guilty verdicts, the National Association for Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, and the International Labor Defense came to the defense of the Scottsboro Boys. On March 5, 1932, Ruby wrote in a letter, "It's a goddamn lie about those Negroes jassing me up. Those policemen made me tell a lie." That is the statement. This picture was taken while Ruby apologized for the trouble she had caused.